Hey there, it's Lacy. So today I thought I'd put together a video for you about plumbing and oxygen not included. More specifically, how to prioritize the various sections of your plumbing network. For example, how to empty the outlets on your bathrooms first. So I've gone ahead and set us up a little demo here in debug mode so that I can quickly explain and show you examples of the concepts I'm going to talk about. Later, I'll show you some examples in an actual base. This works for both gas and liquid pipes, which are surprisingly almost exactly the same, except for what they can carry and how much of it they can carry. Gas pipes can carry 1,000 grams per section of pipe, which means it takes 2 gas pumps to fill a gas pipe. Liquid pipes can carry 10 kilograms of liquid per section of pipe. It only takes 1 liquid pump to fill an entire liquid pipe. So an important thing to remember whenever you're building pipes is that anything in your pipe is going to try to go from a green input to a white output in the straightest line possible. If you build an offshoot, a split, it's going to split it half and half. This is a great way to split things perfectly evenly if you really want to, but frequently I don't actually want to do that. Frequently I have something really important that needs to make sure it gets water first, like my oxygen generation or my bathrooms. If I want to do that, I can use a pipe bridge and I can put the white end on here so that it's flowing away, and it will fill this before anything else. So if I go ahead and use debug mode and I fill this entire little reservoir I've made here, it will go over pressure. And see, this pipe has stopped moving. Nothing can move into it now. So it moves past. This works with any white output. So you can do this with just a vent out if you really want to. Another important thing to be aware of is if you have a pipe like this one that's flowing and it's full, and you add in another pipe, they're going to take turns filling up that pipe that they're flowing into. So if we watch these two guys, you'll see here goes one, here goes one, here goes one. All about being fair and taking turns. If you add a green output onto that, nothing will flow into this pipe over here from here. So you see it's stopped because these are full. This is useful for if you say want to empty your bathrooms first. If this pipe was coming from my bathroom to make sure that like the bathrooms stay running above all else, and this one was coming from like my polluted water geyser, then this is really useful. So we can take and we can disable these two. Let's put it on fast mode here, and you can see that whenever those finally empty, this one will start flowing. So this is really useful if you have a backup somewhere, or like I use it for my water geysers frequently. If I have a source that needs emptied first, like polluted water with my bathrooms, I try to get them emptied first, and then if I have a polluted water geyser, I will add it on like this. I also have prioritized bathrooms sometimes, like if I have a bathroom that's way over at an outpost, I'll use it. Another thing that it's important to be aware of is if you have a pipe full of mixed gases or liquids. So there's like a little bit of carbon dioxide in your gas pipe, and there's a little bit of chlorine, and then there's a little bit of hydrogen and a big block of oxygen. if there's no space between those blocks and you use this type of green input onto the pipe, then frequently you'll just end up with a backup on this side because gases and liquids can't mix with the other kinds. So you could have an entirely half full pipe of like chlorine running past here, and you, like, even though there's space, cannot get any hydrogen to go into that. So if you have a situation like that, make sure you use this type of junction to prevent backups. Sometimes you find yourself in a situation where you've been just building pipes like crazy, and you connect a pipe and it has outputs on both sides and it doesn't know what to do. It's like, which way do I go? Which way do I go? Well, the best way to fix this is to tell it which way to go. So here I'm gonna delete a pipe there and a pipe there. And we're gonna use pipe bridges to tell it exactly which way we want it to go. And that fixes it. You don't have that crazy backup anymore. They're not bouncing off each other, doing their wild thing that they were doing. They're going exactly where you want them to. All right, let's talk about some real life base examples. So I'm clearly the queen of spaghetti pipes. Look at this mess. But here I have this is a polluted water geyser. And when it connects, I use the green input onto the main pipe method here. And so this bathroom will empty first. It's a satellite bathroom, so it's not as important as the main bathrooms, but it will empty first, followed by this little reservoir I have. And then in comes the polluted water geyser. So we're emptying out the places where backups would cause us problems first. And then that entire pipe cannot empty onto the next pipe unless these main bathrooms and showers are completely empty. So right now we have water coming in from the main bathrooms and showers in little bitty bits. So this is filling in any extra. And you see this hasn't really moved. It just kind of fills in whenever there's not enough. So this pipe will always be full. All right, here's another real base example. So here I have my electrolyzer set up, and you can see that I'm prioritizing these upper pipes. They are the primary pipes. I'm trying to get them out of the way so that the hydrogen can get out of the way of the oxygen, because this is where it's going to mix. And if a backup happens up here, sometimes hydrogen will leak down in here, which is, I don't want that to happen. So I prioritize these. I also have a lot of things that run on hydrogen and I maybe want to like get all cleaned up. So these two upper pipes are prioritized and they are put down here. So they go to the secondary pipe, which fills a lot of things and then runs to my base. And then what's left over goes through here. It's then filled by these two lower pipes. And so that pretty much fills it entirely full. So this is running pretty much constantly. With 2 electrolyzers and 4 pumps, you have enough oxygen to fill 2 pipes, basically. And so this main pipe then runs off to my base, which we will look at in just a second. All right, so this is my base, and you may be like, Lacy, what is going on here? Well, okay. I love complicated oxygen setups. I love them so much. So this is my main gas pipe. And it is just running It does have one thing pulled off of it, and that is some oxygen for a couple of rooms that are like safe rooms along the way. And so this comes through and it will entirely fill this room right here. And then it'll entirely fill this room right here. And then it'll entirely fill this room right here. And then it will entirely fill this room right here. And if the oxygen in here is low enough, it will not go past this room. So if there are any gaps in the oxygen in this pipe, you can see it's being topped up from my secondary pipe, which runs down by here. And then it continues on and it fills up each room as they need filled up. And then it just tops up every time at this edge. So I put the most important rooms to have oxygen in, which are the sleeping rooms, in my opinion, at the top. And then there's the eating rooms, and then the kitchen, and then the bathrooms. But you see, like, this one still sometimes needs oxygen, so things don't go past it. And then it tops up and things will flow past it. And not as much gets down here, but these also leak. They have the doors open frequently. And so there's tons of oxygen down here too. Well, I hope this was helpful. If it was, then please consider hitting that like button so other people can find it as well. And if there are any other oxygen not included tutorials you wish existed, please leave a comment and I might just make it. I hope you guys are having a great day. You're awesome and amazing, and I love you guys, and bye!